guys, it's Shama Maher here, CEO of Scaling Retail, and this week on Retailing Weekly, we're reporting from Paris. That's right, coming off the heels of Men's Market as well as trade shows Trenoy and Man Woman, there has been no shortage of fashion and events to be seen here, as well as what's happening as we look into the future of our retail markets. I've been having some very interesting conversations with executives and directors at a lot of high-end fashion luxury companies, and there have been a lot of conversations around market, international expansion, and what we can actually start to see in terms of business model innovation in the next 6, 12, 18 months. Now, what's really exciting and what's happening? Well, most recently, guys, direct-to-consumer luxury brand Orate. They've recently announced a $13 million round of funding coming from Blue Crest Capital, Point King Capital, and Arab Angel Fund. So this means that a lot of this funding is coming from the European and the Middle East. So what does that mean for the new point of sale for this direct-to-consumer luxury company? Well, guys, we should plan to see new investments and expansion into customer service, content marketing, as well as shipping logistics. Now, what's so important about this is from a distribution standpoint, we all know it's not quite as simple as flipping your switch on, changing the currency, and changing the language on the site to say that you're international. In order to truly be an international company, you have to have those point of sales and those distribution points. So as we look to see the future of what's going to happen with Orate, I imagine that we will start to see some more localized initiatives. Now, what's the problem if we don't localize it? Well, then we start to see a lot of issues that have cropped up with some of the luxury brands that have started to launch overseas without curating and crafting the right message. Certainly, Orate will not fall victim to some of these major players and what they've been doing in this space. But there is an interesting thing that we have to consider here, which is Orate is one of many companies right now in the direct-to-consumer space that are either looking to fundraise, IPO, or become the next unicorn in the direct-to-consumer model. Now, while fundraising is great because expansion is needed, I'm often quite speculative when it comes to a direct-to-consumer or retail brand going public. Now, why is that? Well, the first few unicorns are great when we start to look at companies like The RealReal or Stitch Fix who are truly innovating on these models. But when we start to look at companies like that are direct to consumer, one of my biggest issues is what are we going to lose in terms of product development and innovation as these companies start to IPO and go public? A lot of retailers and brands that have gone public have suffered internally because of external shareholder pressures, right? When we start to look at the reasons what makes up a unicorn, right, it really has to do at the end of the day with the ability of the leadership team to execute a strategic vision and capacity build while still maintaining profit-oriented, but keeping that innovation track in mind. So guys, we will see over time how Orate starts to grow and expand. Who knows, maybe this $13 million raise it's a precursor to an IPO in the future. But until then, let's be excited. Let's see what happens. My hope is that this is becoming the advent of more third-party logistics centers and shipping and operations providers that are going to be facilitating these startup companies as they look to do international expansion. All right, guys, that's all from me in Scaling Retail. See you next week, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Make sure you send us an email at hello@scalingretail.com. Would love to hear all about your distribution strategies, your business models, and certainly how you are approaching this new form of business. All right, guys, talk to you later. Bye.